And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Oh my god. Am I crazy? Did I like jump ahead with the timer? As we are jumping into our second series of the broadcast, here we go in the bottom left corner. We do have Astrea, the American Protoss. And in the top right hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Red Terran. It for SHUL Esports. It is GuMiho. Oh my god. I thought like I had like an extra minute or something, so I went to get some water. I mean, oh god. Hi. Yeah. Okay, we are back, and if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamma time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat. So jump into our second best of 5 of the broadcast, and this is going to be a banger here. I do see someone asking in the chat regarding the PvT here matchup. See someone saying PvT worst matchup for GuMiho, but how good is Astrea in shape? There is some question marks about this. I would disagree with that in the sense that if you've been watching the channel, we've been casting a lot of Astrea. We've been casting a lot of Astrea as of late. I would say that Astrea's strongest matchup is PvT. We have been casting Astrea takedown Cure and takedown Bjorn. I would say GuMiho is comparable in skill to the two players that I just mentioned. If not, yeah, I would say quite comparable. So I do think that Astrea, this is kind of the best matchup for Astrea, and we'll see how he compares to GuMiho. I expect this to be a back and forth. I would be surprised to see a 3-0 in either direction. I'm hoping for a game 4, maybe even a game 5. Best of luck though. Best of luck to both players. But again, I would go as far as to say that Astrea's strongest matchup right now is PvT, and he does open up Twilight Council. Twilight Council opener out of our Protoss player. Likewise, we have a more standard opener out of GuMiho. As GuMiho did open up Rax's Band, so standard economic opener out of our Terran player, likewise standard opener out of Astrea. Oh. And for those that are looking and waiting for Goblin versus Gabe, that'll be after this series. So after the series, then we have the best of 7s, Goblin and Gabe, and likewise the winner of the series up against Ryung as well. Here we go. For now, Astrea is going to be on the way, so it's going to be a 3-gate blink setup here out of Astrea, 3-gate blink out of our Protoss player, and likewise GuMiho going into a standard opener into a Mind Drop. So nothing crazy here out of GuMiho yet. Now GuMiho, he is one that's willing to mix things up in this matchup. We've seen him embrace mech from time to time, but I'll be honest, it's been a while since we've seen proper mech out of GuMiho in this matchup. Otherwise, is willing to just go into bio instead, into a more standard mid game. Now, Hellion doesn't attempt to dive, is going to be shut down. Nice force field. Astrea will lock him in. We'll lock him in, we'll lock him down. Let's go. Here we go. Likewise, claiming his third. Does claim his third base. Likewise, Job making his way in towards that natural. I saw Astrea doing mistakes he never did in earlier years. That doesn't stop Astrea from having comparable, if not greater, like PvT than some of the Koreans nowadays. Like again, like we've been casting a lot of Astrea as of late. Oh, likewise diving in. Ooh, we'll take a mind shot to the face. Medivac does go down, but a nice mind shot here out of GuMiho. He trades well here against these Stalkers. Will lose the army, but again, he denies mining. He does pick off 1, 2, I want to say 2, maybe even 3 Stalkers. So not the worst trade here from GuMiho. Like Astrea looking for a way into the main. Picks off those Marines, dives into the main base, denies some of the bunkers. Ooh, even getting on top of the tank as well. Very nice pick off. Tank goes down, SCVs as well. He may bleed out a couple of soldiers in the process, but this is worth it for Astrea. Very nicely done. Gets a free tank, gets off some SCVs. We'll bleed out some pros back at home. Trades 1-to-1 when it comes to workers. 2 pros with 2 SCVs. Bleeds out 1 more Stalker. And is taking up towards Storm. So Temple Archives into Storm. We saw a lot of Colossus play out of Lemon, a lot of Colossus heavy play out of Lemon, and even a lot of Colossus play out of our previous Protoss plays as well in Sparkling Tunica, out of Creator. But here, working towards Storm. Storm is on the way. Nation further back into the main, gets eyes on the third CC, confirms that GuMiho is not going for an all-in, and this will tell Astrea that he's safe to tech. He's safe to tech, he's safe to expand, safe to set up into a longer game. So nice scout here from Astrea. He knows he's safe, and the game will continue, the game will progress. Game is about to progress. Likewise, overcharge towards the third base. Nice damage here. Getting up to 4, getting up to 5 probes. Very nice. 5 workers going down. As we mentioned, like Astrea is under no threat of like dying anytime soon. GuMiho is macroing up. Likewise, so is Astrea. Building up into a longer game. GuMiho staying on 2 bases, working towards the Ghost Academy. We did speak about this a couple of weeks ago, how the meta has been shifting in such a way where now we're rushing into an academy faster because of the rise in popularity of Storm. So we're getting into faster Ghost production. Third base not being taken. Academy now finishing, and Ghost production will soon begin. So GuMiho working on those Ghosts. GuMiho's about to eliminate him. Yeah, MW, don't be a clown, Pappy. Don't be a clown. We still have our series ahead of us. For now, there's the Bane, so going to be diversifying that splash damage, working from Storm in towards Colossus. Right now, it's on Astrea to contain. The pylon's in position, and he will keep up with the drop play. So far, so good. And again, the game will continue. The game will continue from here. From here, Astrea claiming his 4th base, maintaining map control. We'll see if he can keep up with the move outs here of GuMiho. We'll see if GuMiho even intends to move out. Like, he's hunkered down pretty hard. Like, he's got a tank line, turrets, sensor tower, throws down the tower itself to wall up with those rooks. He may just turtle until he maxes, which is like a viable style, but yeah, we'll see. Armory's on the way. Does attempt to break outs, only with a bio army. Runs into storms. Again, it's on Astrea to just contain, to delay the 4th base for as long as possible. Well, Astrea gets a 5th. 5th base on the way. Astrea should be the first to max out. Once he starts nearing close to maxing, he can make a choice here to double down, throw down extra robos, and switch. I mean, he should throw down extra robos anyway, to switch into disruptors after the Colossus, or he could even go for a fleet beacon into Sky Toss. There we go. 2nd robos on the way. We'll see how greedy Astrea is going to be with his tech. Likewise, GuMiho going for a 2nd starport. Throwing down a wall of cannons, throwing down some shield batteries. Both armies are maxing. When it comes to the competition that we're working with, I think currently I want to favor GuMiho in a head-on fight, just because we're lacking disruptors. I think there's only a handful of Colossus, and I mean, there are 0 disruptors so far. Storms are good, but I mean, that's what the EMPs are going to be for as well. So it comes down to the spread. Comes down to the engage. As Astrea, he has pre-spread his High Templar. Double expanding. GuMiho looking to move out. And GuMiho is now taking a force. So this is kind of like the big moment here. GuMiho expands on the top left, and it's on Astrea to delay. Zelda moving in. And he will delay, but only by a couple of seconds here. GuMiho does rotate. Storm popping off. Nice Storm. Takes down the tank. Tank goes down. Another Storm is coming in. Feedbacks the Ghost. But no major connection. Once again, more feedbacks. So GuMiho, he does break out. He does expand. So the fourth base is getting up and running. This is a big moment here for GuMiho. Does claim the fourth. And Astrea now, he has to back off. He has to retreat. +1 air attack has begun. This tells us, yep, there we go. Stargate's on the way, working towards Skytoss. So Astrea, he's thinking about Tempest, thinking about Skytoss. It's still a ways away, but he's working in that direction. Astrea claiming every other expansion. Building up. Goblin will still go to trading versus GuMiho. Goblin was going for a different style though, if you recall. Goblin was not taking up towards Skytoss. Goblin, because of his trades, was staying on a bit of a lower tech army. Here, Astrea, he thrives in the late game like Skytoss, Deathball of an army. Like the two players have different strengths, different play styles. Different approaches to PvT. You can see Astrea, he's just fully walling up towards the northern bases. Like again, as for Astrea, his win condition is to perfect his army, is to get into Skytoss, into Storm, into Disruptor. And you can see that GuMiho's never attacking, he's never moving out, he's purposely as defensive as possible. In comparison, if Goblin were in this game, like he would be in a worse position just because Goblin would be trading against someone that isn't even being active on the map. Like GuMiho, he wants to fight back at home. So again, just different approaches, different games. So just hyper defensive here from GuMiho. Now starting to break out, thinking about it. Yo, let's go double Cybercores. We're getting to 5 Stargates, Jesus. So 5 Stargate production, fleet beacons on the way, working on working on double upgrades here for his Sky Army. Now, after the next trade, Astrea can then start making 5 Tempest at a time. Or 5 Carrier, depending on what he's up against. Tempests are more ideal against a more Liberator-heavy composition. Carrier against lesser. It's more like Bio-heavy. But ideally, Astrea, he's going to want to skip Carrier, just go straight to Tempest. It's just more efficient. Marauders, it will distract Astrea for a moment. Astrea building up that bank. Now, the big challenge here for Astrea is going to be freeing up that supply for Skytoss without losing too much at once and without triggering a counterattack. It's easier said than done. Nice snipes. But again, Astrea, he wants to slowly refine his army. If he loses too much too quickly, then bam, GuMiho can just push. And he can break Astrea before any Skytoss, because it takes a long time to make Tempest. Like, their production time, it takes quite a bit of time. So this is still very tense. And despite the fact that Astrea has a 7k, almost 5k bank, he may not be able to spend that money. Like, if the fight goes too poorly too quickly. Like, there's a world where he takes a bad fight and then bam, GuMiho just goes straight for the main, straight for the production, and just ends the game. So it's very tense. Because again, currently in a head-on fight, I do favor GuMiho. Another snipe. Still working on more upgrades. GuMiho breaking out with these turrets. Astrea, he does want to trade a little bit here. Catching out some of the bio. Throws away some zealots. Okay, we're still not quite there. Ooh, this is dangerous. GuMiho now claiming a 5th. Uh-oh. Ideally, Astrea, he wants to fight for this. He does spot the army, does spot the base. Astrea, he has too many probes. He has 98 workers. That's also hurting him. He has a very high probe count, which means the army is even smaller. Astrea poking in. Does land a storm. Collapsing in the army. He's out a couple of units. So the robot slips in. And yeah, this is looking a little bit rough here for Astrea. Tempest production just now begins. The first 2 Tempests are on the way, but this does feel very late. Like it's a really late transition into Skytoss. This was needed like maybe 5 minutes ago, or at least 3 minutes ago. So it's going to take a long time to work into that Tempest. And now he's throwing away these Zealots. Again, I wouldn't be opposed to Astrea losing probes here. I mean, he's about to mine out his side of the map anyway. Throws away those Zealots, bringing up more room for more Tempest. More Tempest on the way. Still a little observers. Like, this isn't over here from Astrea, but like he's still a ways away from perfecting his army. Which is scary. There we go. Building up more Tempests, likewise more turrets. Okay, the Tempest count is getting up there. We're getting up to, I believe that's going to be 6 Tempests. Because he already has 3. Which is not bad. So we're getting up to 6 Tempest. The supportive army here is still a little bit lacking. From the side of Astrea. Likewise, yeah, GuMiho has to get rid of these Marauders. He's also perfecting his army as well. You can see as he throws away these Marauders, we have what on the way? Vikings. Vikings are on the way. Going to Mass Viking, which is exactly what he needs against Skytoss, against Tempest. I mean, this Viking is also already very hefty. When it comes to Astrea's army, what is he working for? Working on Tempest, Storm, and Archons. And he does have some Storm, but the Archons are lacking. Likewise, he still has too many probes, I would say. Like, he still has too many workers. And soon he should be getting rid of them. Once he starts mining at these bases. Even I would say before that. Like, right now I think it's safe to throw away like 20 probes. Yeah, there we go. This is what we were waiting for. Like, now is the time to throw away these workers. I feel like he can throw away more than this. Like, we can afford to go down to like 70 probes. Getting more Tempest. Nuke on the right hand side. This base is almost mined out. Ooh, does get the ghost. Clutch snipe. And with that, nuke is going to be popping off. Nice storm. Takes down the ghost. And now Astrea's army is getting better. Up until this point, if you remember, my biggest concern for Astrea was his ability to switch into Mass Tempest. He's getting there. And again, he's throwing away some of those probes, which is all good. Which is solid. I would say that Astrea's army is still a little bit vulnerable to Mass Viking. Like, I'm still concerned about the lack of Archons. Like, ideally you want some more Archons, some more, or at least Blink Stalker. Like, just something to protect the Tempest and zone away the Vikings. I feel like that's really lacking at the moment for Astrea. But his Tempest kind of solid. Well, the Tempest. GuMiho rotating over towards left hand side. Alright, gaining some grounds. Let's go. Takes down a tank, takes down some of the turrets. Meanwhile, a big shout out here to Natman in the chat. God, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the Twitch Prime for 3 months. Thank you. Ooh, decent storms, but the Colossus are going to be going down. Getting 1, 2 Colossus. Oh, barely not. Never mind. They barely survive. Colossus do live. Now, what's interesting to me is Astrea, he's not stopping Tempest. He's not stopping Tempest production. He's almost going Mass Tempest, which is a concern. Like, Tempests are very efficient. Don't get me wrong. Like, they're very efficient units. Or they can be very efficient. But they're also vulnerable to a dive. You know, GuMiho throwing away all of his SCVs. I feel like Astrea should be doing something similar here. Astrea pulling back. Like, Astrea still has too many probes. Nukes are popping up. Denies a nuke. It's gonna be 20 dead SCVs. GuMiho down to 40, which is fine. Like, GuMiho doesn't need many SCVs. He has mules. Bearing that better in mind. Nuke will connect. Nuke on the cannons. Astrea, he's making 4 more Tempests. Like, he legitimately is going almost pure Tempest Storm. Okay. I mean, as long as he's able to avoid those Vikings, he's gonna be okay. That's a big if, though. Like, at a certain point, GuMiho is just gonna send it. Now, it was like 19 gateways, right? So, okay, so in a scenario where GuMiho dives, resets the Tempest count, Astrea, he can remax with Stalker. Like, he can go for a Stalker remax and then counterattack. So he should be fine in that scenario as well. Like, he has a large enough bank to afford that, and he has a large enough gateway count to afford that as well. So, like, go for a ground switch. Base goes down. Nice snipe. Astrea is rotating. But yeah, I believe there are 19 gateways for Astrea. So he should be able to remax almost instantly. Like, if he were to lose the air battle. 14 Tempest. Jesus. That's so many Tempest. GuMiho throwing away more SCVs. Like, the win condition for GuMiho is to be able to catch out this Tempest army with his Viking Thor to reset the Skytoss count, and then instantly go for the main. And if he can get on top of the production, then he might be able to end the game. But like that's gonna be the one win condition for GuMiho. Oh, let's go. Takes 2 patches. But like the win condition for GuMiho is to win a fight and then get on top of the production. If he fails to do that in time, then he'll win a fight, but Astrea will just remax with the Gateway army, right? And then Astrea can hold and can rebuild. But that's probably the best chance that GuMiho has. Is to take a fight as close to the production as possible, then win it, and then just go for it. Now nuking the Finch bases. Gaining some ground. Like, where's Thor drop behind the mineral line? Let's go. I like how Astrea, he actually doesn't really respond to the army. He's trying to find some value towards the south side, but not really able to. We'll lose the base. GuMiho gaining ground. Hey, the nuke does catch some units. 16 probes falling. Astrea moving in. There are only 14. Never mind. Like, the Viking count is not high enough here. Only 14 Vikings. Like, there are more Tempest than Vikings. That's crazy. "17 Tempest. That is a lot of Thors, though. 11 Thors, true. You can see here, GuMiho is setting up the flank. We'll lose 1 Thor. Yeah, Thor's coming in. They're a little bit slower. They're waddling forward. And you can see he's trying to set up the flank. He's trying to set up the concave. Am I convinced by the Thors? I don't know. He's got 4 more Thors on the way. I don't know. Going Thor against Tempest, like I'm not too convinced there. Like, the power of going Massive Viking is that Vikings they do have dive potential. Like, you can chase down Tempest. Thors are not really built to chase. Like, they're not. Do you see these thick boys chasing down the Tempest? Like, I'm not. I mean, they're struggling to move around. You know, they. Aye. I'm not convinced. I'll be honest. Yo, let's go. Lonus is mining. Like, I feel like Astrea can kite these Thors for days. Like, I don't know if he's under threat here of the Thors. Thors, they can defend, true. Like, they can hold a line. Yeah, as GuMiho, he's running out of gas. Like, GuMiho, he's being starved out. He's running out of money. Like, Astrea has just been so much more efficient over time. He's been so patient with his Tempest. Like, our biggest concern for Astrea was pre-Tempest army, if you remember. Like, I was concerned about Astrea even getting to Tempest. Once he got there, though, he's solid. He's just been out trading GuMiho. Remember, GuMiho is mining out. GuMiho doesn't really have much of a gas bank. That's what I'm looking at mainly, is the gas bank of GuMiho. Remember, he's trying to play mech. Gas is that much more important. So GuMiho is just starved out, running out of resources. Free damage in the center. Let's go. Going for the turrets. Slow and steady from Max Angel. Takes down a Raven. Does force a rotation. The Thors, again, you can see they're kind of getting stuck on each other. You know, they wish they were Goliaths. Oh, God. As he does snipe a couple of Thors. And this is my prediction here. Do we ever see an army where the Thors are able to fully engage on the Tempest? I don't know if we'll ever like get that fight. I'll be honest. The game may end before GuMiho can actually engage with the army. There we go. Snipes the Thor. GuMiho trying to chase. Nice snipe here on the High Templar at least. But I can see a world where GuMiho just slowly bleeds out these Thors over time, over the next like 10 minutes. it'll take like 10 minutes, but Astrea, he'll get there. Okay, just poking in. Getting a Thor, backing off. Oh. Okay, here we go. Does push in. Nova's going to be going off. Does connect. Here we go. GuMiho trying to push through. Trying to push through this choke point into disruptors. I mean, nice sent out missile. Missile goes off. But again, pushing through these bridges, you can't expect these Thors to do that. To push through these narrow bridges, Thors that can fit in like 2 at a time, no shot. Oh god, like the Thors are just so clunky. They're so wide. CMP. Last we do snipe the initial ghost. Ghost goes down. And again, does GuMiho ever get the fight that he wants? His bank has been thinning out. He's down to less than 2k for gas. Less than 2k. Again, we're soon seeing the final army of GuMiho, where he just won't be able to build anything else. And again, like, just really patient play here by Astrea. And again, I'm sure there are people in the chat that maybe haven't watched Astrea before. Like, I saw someone trying to compare Astrea to Goblin. But, like, just to re-emphasize, like, they're very different kind of players here. Like, as we saw, the win condition for Astrea was to get to this kind of game state. Was to cut the map in half, outmine, and then, like, get into, like, this kind of army. Into, like, this, like, giga late game. He does this a lot in PvZ, if you've been watching like Astrea versus Scarlet or Astrea versus Neeb as well in PvP. Like notoriously, like NA, like EPT NA games would last like 3 hours. With Astrea, Neeb, and Scarlet, like they're insanely long, like the insanely long series. A lot of late game. See, people think that like NA full of clowns. Nah, people NA, they play more late game than the EU. It's it's crazy. At least the top of the top. Yo, Spirit wishes he was in this region. He looks over fondly At the Americas, it's my people. Get me over there. Este Piotr. Three-hour series, yeah, 3-hour series would be quite common. Yeah, they'd be quite common in EBT Americas. Be very common. Yo, who remembers EPT Taiwan Hong Kong? Do you remember the what was it, Go Joy versus But Always? For now, yeah, he just sends it. Yeah, GuMiho's had enough. He's out of patience. He's run out of patience. He's sending it. He's had enough. He's F2A moving across the map. He's broke. Yeah, GuMiho, he's broke. He's out of money. And he's chasing down some of these Tempests. Some of the Tempests going down. Astrea, he has to warp in. There we go. 19 Stalkers at a time. We get 19 gateways. Let's go. We spoke about it. Remember, he starts losing Tempest. It's now time for the gateway transition. For the mass Stalker warp in. He's ready for the blink, ready for the dive. Speaking of, gets a Thor. And no one expects the 19 Stalker warp in. Let's go, baby, let's go. Takes down the Vikings. Novas, they connect. They punish the Thors. Oh, God. They punish so much. 0 Vikings left. A handful of Thors just waddling in. Yeah, and Astrea, he's just all over this. Now warping in 19 Zealots. GG gets called. Astrea, he will take game number 1. Ooh, he will take a lead in the series. GG. GG, well played. Astrea, he will take a lead. He will take the first game. Again, a very intense game here. There were definitely some moments where GuMiho could break out. We spoke about it, but Astrea, he was most vulnerable when it came to that transition pre-Tempest. We spoke about it, where Astrea, he had like 98 probes. He had like 2 Colossus, a handful of High Templar. And I was really concerned that he wouldn't actually be able to switch into Tempest, but he got there. He slowly got there, got up to 2, then up to 6 Tempest. It was able to eventually transition into that mass Skytor style. Once he got there, he was secure. Like before then, that's when he was at his weak point, but we saw that GuMiho was being very defensive. He was being very defensive himself, turtling up, and he had a really hard time breaking out. I do think there would have been some opportunities there for GuMiho, but he didn't quite take them, and Astrea did get into his ideal into his late game. And again, this is where Astrea thrives. Like, this is where Astrea is at his best. Astrea, he's very patient. He's a very patient player. If you've seen Astrea against Zerg, if you see him against Protoss, then I was alluding to historic matches in ESL Pro Tour Americas in the past between Astrea and Neeb and Astrea and Scarlet, and even Astrea and Future as well. Like, there's been some like historic, like, multi-hour long series from between Astrea and these guys. Again, but if you want to lock into like a 5-hour best of 5, he'll do it. Like, he'll let's go, baby, let's go. He's more than happy to. Meanwhile, shout out to Just Me Executor in the chat. God, thanks so much. Thanks so much. For subscribing. Thanks so much. We do appreciate the support. For subscribing for 4 months. Thank you, puppy. Thank you. Do appreciate it. Do appreciate it. It was over when Astrea mined the corner bases. Pretty much. Like, when he was able to mine the corner bases, but also, of course, like, perfect his army as well. He was locked in. Now, what I should also emphasize is that Ultra Love is maybe one of, if not the best map for this. Remember, one of the big features of Ultra Love is how extreme it is. Short rush distance by ground for all-ins early on, or you can just cut the map in half. We were actually pointing out certain features of the map during the late game there, but there are those very narrow bridges in the center, and in general, there are a lot of points of elevation and choke points. It can be really difficult to push past the halfway mark on Ultra Love. It is easier on other maps. In regards to other maps that you can cut in half in such a way, we're getting into game 2. We'll get into it. We'll get into it here. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Leylands, we have the American Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss leading the series 1-0. It is Max Angel Astrea, the most patient Protoss player in the world. Even more than patience. Much more, actually. God. I love your patience. I love you. And spawning in the right hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Red Terran representing SA2L Esports. It is GuMiho. Now, when it comes to these maps that you can cut in half a little bit easier, I would say Ultra Love. I would say Persephone. We've seen a lot of split map play on Persephone as well. Persephone is a little bit different just because it's difficult to take the corner bases, but you can take the gold instead. You can take the gold over your opponents, true. The other maps would be Magnatha is awkward. We'll get into Magnatha if we get into there in the series. Magnatha is a much more awkward map just because of how difficult it is to maintain those corner bases. But yeah, I think Magnatha is probably going to be there as well. What else are we thinking of? Tokamak, true. Tokamak can cut that map in half. But ley lines, I would say, is difficult. I would say it's difficult here to really maintain a base advantage over your opponents on this map. We'll see what we go for. I was gonna say I would expect to see GuMiho be more aggressive, but this map isn't too ideal for all-ins. It's possible, it's viable, but this is not a pylon, for example, right? Like a pylon, GuMiho can just double down and send them on 2 bases. Here on ley lines, we'll see what he goes for. We shall see. As GuMiho is scouting for proxy gateways. And again, we've seen Astrea at his best, right? We've seen him at his best when he's able to get into that late game, able to take those fringe bases, able to maintain that better economy, and overwhelm. And if I was GuMiho, considering the GuMiho as a player as well, he probably does not want to get there again. he's like Astrea's like, okay, you ready to do that again? And GuMiho's like, nah. Never again, Babby, never again. So we do expect to see him be more aggressive this time, right? Throughout the entire course of the series, we do expect I would be leaning more towards all-ins, a more aggressive builds, more aggressive play. I don't think GuMiho is really one to really get into that kind of gameplay. And there it is, second Rax. Already a second Rax in production. And from here, we can go into a third Rax, into what would be the beginning of a 2-base all-in. So we keep an eye on the production. Right now, he's on 2 Raxes. The Tech Lab is on the way. And we're waiting for a third Rax. If we see a third Rax before the starport, it screams 2-base all-in. Otherwise, this could be a 2-1-1, which GuMiho does like to mix in every now and then. So what's it going to be? Third Rax or starport? Stim has begun. So really fast stim here at a GuMiho. Third Rax, there it is, 2-base all-in. So third Rax is on the way. Basically what's happening here is that GuMiho, he's delaying his starport in favor of early stim, early combat shields, and a mass marine army. Before we can talk about that though, he does already move out across the map. He spots a third base. I don't think he can force a cancel though. I say that. No shield battery. No defensive shield battery. The Hellions, they do bust into the middle line. Probes are lining up. Do line up here. Nice positioning here from Astrea on the ramp. Does try to block, unable to. Hellies, they bust into the bases, and probes are going to be going down, getting 2 so far, getting up to 3. Yeah, nice start from GuMiho. 3, 4, 5 probe kills. Takes down 6 in total. A nice start from GuMiho, and the scout fails to see the Raxes. Again, 3 Raxes. Stim is almost done. We got the eBay for +1, and GuMiho, he's gearing up for that push, and it's going to hit like a truck. And already a really strong start for GuMiho to cripple the economy to set up for the eventual move out. And again, it's on Astrea to at least confirm what's happening. Like he does have incomplete information. He's not fully aware. Here comes a hallucination. He does miss the army, but he will spot the production. And he should know. He should be at least somewhat aware. We're catching out the stalkers. Nice catch. Tank volley goes off. Army is spotted. We can see once again the tank resees trying to bait the army within range. Trying to bait. Yo, going for... I love the Dark Shrine. I love the Dark Shrine in this position. Just because Scan's going to be very limited for GuMiho. Just because he's going to be muling his heart out to maintain the all-in. So Dark Shrine is on the way. Here comes GuMiho. Remember, Stim is done. Takes down the Medevac. Okay. Medevac goes down. GuMiho trying to force his way towards the bases. Charge is only halfway done. This is going to be close. It's going to be clutch. Can he get on top of the tank? The first tank should go down. Just barely. Yeah, takes down the tank. Going for the second as well. Oh, it's going to be a brutal trade. Takes down both tanks. And Astrea holds. Yeah, Astrea, he's holding on. Does hold, does defend, does survive. Here comes the Dark Templar. And as we mentioned, scans are not going to be too freely available here for GuMiho. Third CC. He throws out a third CC. You can see he's muling his heart out there at the natural. He just threw down just a wall of mules. So he just muled up. Dark Shrine is ready. DT's going to be waddling in. And how many scans are going to be available here? Here they come. Now, there are 0 scans at the natural. I haven't seen the main. Doesn't notice. He doesn't. He does see the pylon. Does he? He does. Yeah, he notices. Yeah, there we go. Turrets are on the way. That was a very fortunate scout there for GuMiho. He's pulling back. No scan. Yeah, 0 scans. Oh, but he falls off. Wow, he fully walls off. Again, that one Marine scout. That could have been game. That could have been critical damage. Whew. Okay, the game continues. Again, that was such a big brain move here out of Astrea, but it took a little bit too long. Got scouted. Now GuMiho is now breaking out. Now, as a reminder, this is a later third base for GuMiho, so Astrea already getting a 4th base, embracing his upgrades, getting to 1-1, working towards the Temple Archives. Astrea forcing out scans. So you see Astrea collapsing in once again, getting on top of the army. Tank's gonna be going down. Ooh, does only get 1 tank. DT does hit the 3rd. Delays mining, no major losses. And this bio army is getting out of hand. Storm is not ready. Very late storm here from Astrea. Ooh, and he's hurting. Yeah, Astrea is hurting. No splash damage, no storm. With that GuMiho boosting into the main. And even though I would say that Astrea had a bit of a stronger start in this game so far, not anymore. Astrea not in position. Drop on lows, takes down the Temple Archives, brutal snipe. And Astrea just being pulled apart. This drop in the main getting out of hand. Yeah, it does outtrade the Zealots. You can see Astrea is getting ready at the Astrea at the 3rd base. But the army's not leaving. he can just get more damage. Takes down the Cybercore. GuMiho setting up, pushing towards the bases. We can see Astrea try to double expand. Oof. I mean, Storm is now done. True. Now he's got some storms. Despite that, the base is going to fall. Yeah, it's going to be a kill in the expansion, a kill in the Nexus. Astrea trying to keep up. Okay, I'm liking the Zealot run by. Gets into the mineral line. Sniping a couple of SCVs. Nothing major. Nothing major. Astrea moving out. He does have a comparable I was gonna say comparable army. I mean, with storms, anything is possible. Yeah, has to recall back home. Force to defend. Liberator going ham. And Astrea, he will clean this up, but GuMiho can afford these losses. He can't afford the losses. GuMiho still has momentum, still has a larger army, is pushing towards the bases. Remember, Astrea, he just recalled, so recall is no longer available. GuMiho just able to outposition Astrea, pushing up a ramp into the bio. Yeah, there's so many High Templar, but they mean nothing. They do nothing. Gets 1, 2, 3, 4 High Templar. Oh, God. And again, it wasn't a bad start for Astrea, but once the ball started rolling here, it just didn't stop. I'm referring to the drop into the main. Drop to the main base, the late storm from Astrea. 15 pro kills. And Astrea just cannot keep up. Using another mineral line. GuMiho just all over him. Going for the Nexus. Bold move. Won't quite get it. Oh, this is going to be a longer broadcast than we thought. Ah, no. Yeah, okay. Good luck in. We do land a couple of storms. Again, not the best connections. Astrea, he's somewhat catching up when it comes to supply, but the economy is still lacking here. Does come in from behind though. Okay, gets a couple of medevacs. Trades out some stalkers. You know what, just dropping into the main. GuMiho still rallying across the map, still denying mining time. Oh god. Astrea, he just wants to mine, just wants an economy. Not like this. As again, it's just been pulled apart. You can see here, just comparing 57 probe kills so far against a handful of SCVs. Nice storm. Oh, good. Do get some decent storms. I mean, Astrea can still take some fights here. He now has a comparable army. Not the most efficient army. It's very gateway heavy, very zealot heavy. But with some well-placed storms, you can pull it off. GuMiho stims in. Base out of storm. Nice EMP. Denies another storm. Oh. That's one final storm of the army. Astrea keeping up with the rotations. Base is back up and running. And even trying to surround it, catching reinforcements. And not bad. But he's lacking storm. He is lacking storm with the main army. Another base is going to fall. Astrea collapsing in. Trying to catch out GuMiho. We'll see if he can. EMP some High Templar. There's what, like 3 storms left. Lands 1. We need more storms. And another connects. He's down to one final storm. Yeah, not bad. Running out of zealots. Still a brutal trade here for Astrea, but he will clean up GuMiho. Takes out the Marines, the Marauders, the Ghost, more importantly. Cleans up everything. Army goes down. GuMiho plummets in supply. Now, this did cost Astrea some bases. Did lose some Nexus. So he doesn't really have a bank to work with. So we're getting scrappy. GuMiho escapes with the Medivacs at least. Medivacs get the hell out of there. They do survive. Max clawing his way back into this game. He was losing a lot of workers. I mean, again, he's lost so many probes throughout the course of this game, but again, he's recovering. He's recovering. GuMiho also getting a fresh expansion. Now settling in. No shot that after this kind of game state for the past 17 minutes, I mean, it's been very chaotic for the past couple. Do we slow the game down? Do we max out? Is that what's about to is that what's about to happen? I mean, GuMiho is doing everything he can to stop that from happening, but ooh, we'll take another storm. Can Astrea slow the game down? Can he regain map control, contain GuMiho, and then expand? And then max out? No shot. Yo, it's only 2 AM. The night is still young. Flanking storm. Not bad. Does land a storm. Ooh, the other does mainly zone. Not ideal. Zoning storms. No major connections. Astrea, that's being a little bit wasteful here with these storms. Has to be careful. GuMiho is maxed. He's pushing in. Another storm gets forced. Snipe here on the High Templar. We're taking this around, but where are the storms? Yeah, there are none. There are no storms. Astrea, he cannot commit. The base is going to go down. Nice trade here. Nice fight from GuMiho. He's going to get surrounded though. He got some ghosts. Trying to land some storms. GuMiho, he's maxed out. He has a bank as well. Astrea not there yet. They have bleeding out High Templar, losing one, almost another. And the Zealot is quite necessary, actually. He's just buying time. Just buying time. Does force GuMiho back home. Astrea, he's able to rebuild. 4 more High Templar warping in. Let's go. Building up more High Templar. Ooh, catching out the Bio Army. Zealots are coming for a surround. They have a Who surround 2. Nice counterattack. Kills the CC. I believe that was the main. Yeah, the main did float over. At the same time, Astrea losing bases, losing mineral lines. Another expansion under fire. No storm to defend. And Astrea just getting pulled apart here. Losing so many expansions. 34 probe kills. Another Nexus crumbles. And you can see here, without Storm or without Colossus, there's just no defense. There's no defense. Needs some kind of AoE. And again, Colossus wouldn't be too bad here, considering there are no Vikings. Nice storm, very nice storm. Oh my god. Lands a storm, but Astrea, he's down heavily in supply here. He has to keep going. Losing another expansion. I had Templar getting called out. It's getting 1, getting 2, getting all 3. Oh my god. That's 3 High Templar. Straight down to 0 storms with his main army. This can't be another 40-minute game. It shouldn't be, right? Like GuMiho has too much momentum. Yeah. Does catch at the High Templar. Nice catch. So many storms being denied. Astrea catching out some stray units. He's moving in. Preparation has arrived. And as long as GuMiho just maintains this momentum and just keeps this pressure up, like Astrea, he cannot stabilize. He just cannot stabilize. Down 20 workers. Down in economy. Mining is still denied. And then GuMiho just finding a lot more success here, just being hyper aggressive. Just non-stop drop play, counterattacks, run-bys. At times has been a little bit inefficient, but overall still just a net value here. 113 probe kills. Oh my god. A lot of workers have gone down. From the side of Astrea. And Liberators just bully back the ground army. Astrea, he cannot engage. Has to pull away. GuMiho once again getting behind the mineral line. Yeah, we're looking to make a series out of this. We had an intense and very long game 1, and we're kind of getting there here in game 2 as well. Also very intense, much more aggressive, much more chaotic, is what I will say. So the run by gets 13 SCV kills, not bad, does distract GuMiho. And these distractions are what Astrea needs. Even then, he's up against 6 Liberators. Liberation is set. Astrea forced to back up. And at this point, GuMiho may just go for the base and keep going from there. Sets up the Liberators. Expansion goes down, does take 1 storm to the face, but he can just keep going. We'll lose a planetary in the process, but yeah, GG gets called. Astrea, he runs out of steam, runs out of money, and GuMiho ties the series up 1-1. Whew, GG. GG, well played. Again, a much more aggressive style here by GuMiho. I would say that initially Astrea honestly had a really good start. Remember, GuMiho, he started things off with basically a 2-base all-in. With a 2-base all-in, and Astrea, he was able to shut it down, shut down the tank push, able to defend, able to survive. But we spoke about the drop into the main. There was like a big Doom drop where GuMiho pushed on the south side, got into the main base, was able to snipe a Cyber Core, snipe the Temple Archives, get gateways, trade against the army. Like, things got really out of hand once the drop play started kicking into high gear. And Astrea lost a lot of momentum, and he never really regained it. He never regained it, and he never really got his footing again. He was doing some counter damage, and there were some decent fights from Astrea, but it still was barely enough. GG. GG, well played. With that, we have a tied up series 1-1, but remember, this is the best of 5. Plenty more games ahead of us, plenty more games to come. But I'm going to be going on a very quick short break here. Fun fact. I need some water. Hold on. Un momento here. Be back very soon here for game number 3. Be back soon. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. We are jumping into game number 3 of our best of 5 series here in the EWC qualifiers, Esports World Cup qualifiers, and global qualifiers. In the right hand corner, we do have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Red Terran for SA2L Esports. It is GuMiho. That's pretty good. And in the bottom right hand corner, we have the American Protoss player. We have the Blue Protoss. Currently teamless, being forced into a tied series. It is Astrea. Max Angel. That was close. But here we go. Here we go. Welcome one and all to Torches. Okay, so we were discussing map options earlier when it comes to certain playstyles and what they benefit and what they do entail. Earlier we saw ley lines, and ley lines we saw a much more aggressive style that GuMiho much more successful as well, able to pull Astrea apart. Speaking of aggression, Torches, short rush distance by air, short rush distance by ground, all ins are favored on Torches. So once again, I do feel like an aggressive style out of GuMiho can be more successful on this map as well. Ideally, Astrea wants to slow the game down, but will have a hard time doing so on a map like Torches. What were the vetoes? Jesus. I mean, Last Fantasy, obviously, but yeah, curious what the vetoes were and what Astrea did opt to get rid of. Overall, though, we are going to be settling in. It is double gas open out of GuMiho. He does hide his factory further back in the main, and based on the factory positioning, he might even just turn this into an all-in, by the way. Like, that is a very hidden factory. So curious to see if he goes for the factory into CC or factory into a starport or even factory into a second racks. One base all-ins are a little bit of a rarer sight, but only a bit. Okay, CC. So racks factory expand here by GuMiho, but still an aggressive start nonetheless. From here, we'll keep an eye on the add-ons. Because of the factory placement, we're not going to see an add-on swap here with the racks. There's the starport. So racks into reactor, most likely into marine production. Tech lab is on the way. And does GuMiho go for an early tank? Does he go for an early cyclone? What's the plan? Arise on GuMiho. This nation moves out. Reaver finds the probe, not bad. Does find the worker. Tech lab is done. I don't see a unit on the... Oh, wait, second tech lab? Add-on swap. Okay, now we have the answer. I was curious about if we were getting an add-on swap. Big scout here. So it was factory into tech lab and add-on swap into Cloak Banshee, but... Astrea, he saw the fast starport, he saw the tech lab already, he's going back in for a rescout, and here he should confirm the research. He does. Yeah, he does see the researching on the tech lab, he's aware of the Cloak Banshee, he knows. So a very cheeky build here by GuMiho, basically rushing into Cloak Banshee as quickly as possible. Astrea responds with a robo into observers, and he has blink on the way as well. So Astrea, so far, he has a solid response. He's rechecking. At any moment, we could see a cancellation on Cloak. There we go. Does confirm the Banshee. Confirms there's no, like, fake out Raven opener. I mean, that'd be crazy. And GuMiho, he still might cancel Cloak. We'll see how confident he feels. Remember, he knows he got scouted. As you'll see, the robo is now done, observers are on the way. Press Quick Banshee into the main, observer not in position. Yeah, the observer was at the natural. 1, 2, 3 probes going down, not bad. Not a bad start here for GuMiho, he gets the hell out of there. Does pull away. And GuMiho's not done. He's making more Banshees. More Banshees are coming. Based on the commitment into more Banshees alongside the tank production that we're seeing here, it looks like we're pushing out on 2 bases. Like, with everything. With, like, one main push. This looks like, if you recall, Beyond was doing this previously against Creator, like this stimless move out. Yeah, a couple of boys are being pulled. Remember, there's no stim, there's no upgrades. Just tanks and banshees. They're going to be the real damage dealers in this army. Observer does spot the move outs. Clutch scout there from Astrea. He is aware. He will try to slow this down. Nice scan, takes down the observer. Banshee's that much more viable. Catching out the stalkers. Yeah, 2-3 stalkers going down. Tank does siege. GuMiho pushing further in. Again, those 3 banshees, they do so much damage to the back line. Oh god. Going for the pylon. D-powers the robo. No immortal. This might just be too much. Might be too much here. GuMiho getting on top of the robo. The immortal is denied. And they will not finish. Stalkers, they can't win from behind because of the tanks. Oh. Nice one of the banshees. GuMiho now aware there's an observer. Forcing back the reinforcements, or forcing them at the flank. That does go for the dive. And Astrea, he will clean up the tanks, not bad. It takes down both tanks, and will clean up the army. And will hold. He will barely hold on. No detection though. Yeah, cheeky scan there. Did snipe the initial observer. Banshee's a punish. GuMiho is still not done, still rallying across the map. But Astrea, not quite enough to defend. Barely not. Down to 6 stalkers. That's 3 observers going down. 2 banshees. They can one-shot probes. They can and they will. Astrea, he breaks out, takes down the tank line. Takes down the tanks, but throughout all of this, 13 probes falling. Ay, ay, ay. And where exactly are we? So on the one hand, Astrea holds. Astrea, he survives. He defends his bases. True. What did he lose in the process? He lost 13 workers. He lost the robo as well. True, lost the robo. He was denied the immortals. Economically, I do favor GuMiho. GuMiho, he's down 6 workers, but he has mules. 3rd TC is on the way for GuMiho as well. Astrea needs more damage. Oof. Catching out the Banshee. Still a very chaotic game. Straight now building up into storm. Does find the Banshee. Not bad. Nice control there with the observer. Takes out the Banshee. GuMiho now expanding. Okay, we're slowing things down, at least somewhat. I say we're slowing things down. GuMiho is still pushing. Stim, combat chills +1. We do have bio upgrades on the way. Ideally, we do want to wait for those upgrades. GuMiho just posturing. Likewise, this time when it comes to the next push, Astrea, he now has splash damage. He has storm. Observer gets spotted. Nice snipe. But the game should continue. And a head-on fight, it could go either way. But when it comes to drop play, we saw GuMiho excel earlier. Yeah, spotted. Astrea's keeping up. Now we have the Bay on the way as well. If you recall, last game it was so chaotic just because Astrea was so heavily reliant on Storm. But here we have Colossus. Building up towards Colossus alongside High Templar. So Astrea refining his army. Going for a massive warp into the main. Oh, GuMiho out of position. Zell's they're popping up. They get a little damage done. Oh my god, the storms! Storms do punish. Better trades here for Astrea. Nice storms across the map. Zell run into the main. 14 SCV kills. They should not have gotten this much damage. That is insane. 15 SCVs and even going for the armory. Doesn't quite force a cancel. Doesn't get the kill either. But nice damage nonetheless here from Astrea. GuMiho is so used to being the aggressor, not used to defending here. Bit of a change of pace. It's a very successful warp in. Now we have the academy on the way. Meanwhile, we got plenty of High Templar. Currently, no ghosts. That's a lot of tanks. Tanks who set up. Dropping into the main. Soldiers respawn. Warping on top of the tanks. Let's go. The warping does finish. Trying to force some friendly fire. Cheeky moves there by Astrea. Very cheeky. Swords mainly zoning. A storm kills the observer. It's close, but Astrea should have the tools to defend, assuming he lands the storms. Force a storm early. Never mind, this position is brutal. GuMiho just pushing right into the production. Right into the main. That takes down the gateways. Astrea trying to catch reinforcements or even just force his opponent back home. Just into the main. Holding on to the ramp. Forcing his way in, takes down a High Templar, going for the Robo. And the Colossus, it barely will not pop out. Clutch snipe there from GuMiho. Recall does finish. Storms coming in. Brutal storms. Oh my god. Yeah, storms are connecting. Astrea looks like he barely may have enough. I say that the Stalkers, they go down. Yeah, very messy fight here. Zealous trickling in. And Astrea holds. Astrea, he holds, he defends across the map. He gets into the mineral lines. Getting a handful of SCVs. And GG gets called, does all enough damage. GuMiho, he runs out of steam. He lost his army down to 46 workers even across the map. And Astrea, he survives, he defends, and he does put a point on the board. GG. Oh my god. GG, well played. A very chaotic game is what I will say. Very chaotic, very back and forth as well. Again, GuMiho, he didn't really have much of an economy. We saw that Astrea this time was able to have more success harassing across the map, getting into mineral lines. GuMiho was basically all in, and alas, he barely did not break Astrea. It was close. He got into the bases, he got into the main, but he was cleaned up, he was surrounded, didn't really have much left over. GG. GG, well played. Very, very intense game there from both players, from both GuMiho and Astrea. And Astrea takes the lead, one game away from claiming the series. One game away. Cross left side is like a healing spot. Yes, there are healing pads. Just like on Persephone. On Persephone, there's healing pads. On Torches, there are healing pads as well. GuMiho delayed his third by a lot. Yeah, I mean, it was basically a 2-base all-in from GuMiho, and then it was forced to expand. Like, he didn't really intend to take a third base early on, but he was forced into it as the game progressed. Which was fine, like, he was getting to his third base, but if you remember, as he was expanding, as he was building up, like, that's when we had the Prism into the main base, that's where an entire mineral line went down. Like, Astrea, he was able to get some work done. Able to get some damage dealt. GG. GG, well played. With that, again, Astrea needs one more game here to claim the series. Up next, I'm curious what the map is going to be, though. Where are we going to be dropping? Where are we headed? So I was not privy to the vetoes. I don't quite recall them. Don't quite recall. So we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. Again, depending on the map itself, does favor a more aggressive play or not. I mean, we spoke about torches, and we were kind of leaning in favor here on who would be the aggressor. GuMiho was able to achieve some damage early on, but barely not break Astrea. Barely not. Qualifying. So just setting up for that next match. Until then, looks like the players, they did need a moment here to themselves, which is understandable. That's completely understandable here. Ooh. As, yeah, looks like they're asking for a break. Okay. So the players are asking for a break here. It's been a long series. So we're going to be going on a very short break. When we come back, we'll have the remainder and the finale of GuMiho versus Astrea. We'll see you soon after the break. See you soon. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Whew, I hope you enjoyed that lovely break as we have returned, as we are mid-series here, and in the top right-hand corner we do have the American Protoss player. We have the Blue Protoss representing Tokamak. Oh, it is Astrea. And in the bottom left-hand corner we do have the South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran for SA2L Esports. It is a GuMiho. That was too fast. Let's go. Let us go. Oh, and again, it's been a very intense match. Here, and we just had a break here, which is more than understandable. I mean, something to kind of take into consideration here for greater context, of course, is the fact that this is the last chance to qualify for these two players. You know, Star Zagora is over. GSL Season 1 and Season 2 is done. DreamHack Dallas wrapped up. There's no other way to make it into the Esports World Cup, the biggest tournament in StarCraft 2 for the year. And, you know, again, future years are still a little bit uncertain as to the future of other EWCs and StarCraft's involvement in the Esports World Cup. But at least for 2025, this is the biggest event, and this means the most to our players here, to GuMiho, to Astrea. Astrea, of course, he was a part of EWC last year. He was the NA representative. This year, Trigger did win that regional, but Astrea is still fighting his heart out here. Again, this is Astrea's strongest matchup as well. He has a good chance to make it through. At the same time, GuMiho, I feel like, was meant to be a shoo-in. Like, GuMiho, he is also one of the best players in South Korea, but has been struggling as of late, especially in this matchup as well, has been having a little bit less success. He's very entertaining, a very fun player to watch, especially just because he's so versatile in so many of these matchups and so many of his builds. It's a bit of a shame, but only enough room for one, right? Only one of these two can make it through into a qualifying match. Even then, there's no guarantee that either of these two can even make it through into the main event as well. It's brutal, it's cutthroat. It comes down to this last chance global qualifier. Like, this is it. This is the last opportunity here for these players. Is the final opportunity, and here we go. We do have our openers. So far so good. We have a more economic start out of GuMiho, going for a rack expand. Meanwhile, oh my god, Astrea going gate expand into third. Is this off of one gate? Is this off of one? It's off of one gateway, right? He's crazy. Oh my god, this is so, yeah, off of one gate. Gate cyber expand into Nexus. He's crazy. Oh my god. Astrea, calm down, Bobby, calm. But this is the Astrea that we know and love. He's a player that does like to take some risks. He's typically often very greedy, and this will skyrocket him ahead coming into the mid game, coming into a longer or later game as well. If you remember, we spoke about, we were listing out some maps at the start of the broadcast. After game one, talking about how there are certain maps where you can cut the map in half, you can go for longer games. This is one of them. Welcome to Tokamak. Tokamak is the most defensive map of the map pool. You can defend on 4 bases easier on this map than almost any other map in the map pool. As a result, this is where we want to go into and gear up towards the mid game more so than any other. That's why GuMiho went for an economic start. It's also why Astrea cut corners and did go for the greediest third base timing you can go for. Now, will he be punished for it? Because here comes GuMiho with a drop. Again, Astrea's crazy. He's lost his mind, Bobby. Oh my god. He's crazy. Now we do see GuMiho poking out. I see in the chat, is he dead? If you're referring to Astrea, by no means. Remember, GuMiho went for an economic opener. GuMiho did not go double gas. So because of that, GuMiho does not have enough to really punish too much. Drop into the main base. Cyclone confirms the base is already done. Does get 2 pro kills. A nice little amount of damage here from GuMiho, but he needs more to recover. Like right now, the pressure is on GuMiho to do something across the map. Nice Elkons, very nice Elkons, and with that he will take down both Stalkers. Oh my god. Both Stalkers go down, Probe's going to be falling as well. They're getting up to 7 probe kills already. This is getting out of hand. 8, 9 probes. Yeah, just get 9, 10, 11 workers. He does target fire as many probes as he can. Cyclone towards the natural base as well. And here, this is becoming critical damage. GuMiho, he does 12 off. Remember, GuMiho, he does see the greed of Astrea, and he punishes the greed. Whew, oh my god. Does punish at 13 probe kills. The medevac will not escape, or at least it shouldn't. So locking on broken. Astrea. Oh, do we have a blink? Blink in. Oh, not quite. All right, of course, no Twilight Council. I mean, I know that greed was definitely the name of the game here for Astrea. Yeah, GG. GG gets called. He does run into the army here. Again, he was unable to punish the aggression of GuMiho, and with that, we're going to the ace match. GG, well played. A crazy game there by Astrea, and GuMiho did successfully punish. Did punish, of course. Was able to snowball out of control, was able to wreak havoc, and Astrea does tap out then and there. Now, my big concern is I feel like that was a bit of a waste on Tokamak. Like, again, Astrea, he went for an insanely greedy build. There was a chance here that he gets away with it, but at the same time, if we had gone for a more standard game, like, Tokamak would have been the game for Astrea to slow the game down, to get into a natural, to get into a third base, to get into the mid game, even without being hyper greedy. Like, this was Astrea's map, and here, alas, he took a chance. Took a chance, did not go well. GG. GG well played. GuMiho did a great job there at punishing Astrea, at dropping into the main base, at wreaking havoc, at crippling his opponent. And again, there was no tech. Remember, the tech was delayed because there was a Nexus before tech. And here we go. We're jumping into our next game. Oh, wait, no. Replay. That's... right. The Observer missed the Banshee. Right. Banshee got into the main base. There you go. So Banshee got into the main. And that's what won it. So it looks like the Observer did miss it, but there we go. That's what did cause the GG. Banshee into the main. But with that, GG well played. And now we're going into the ace match. We're going all the way to game 5. What map are we loading into next is my concern. We'll see. There's no shot. If Maganath is up next, then I do think there's still a chance here for Astrea to, again, try to slow the game down, get into a longer macro game. But we'll see. We'll see what the final map is going to be. I think they did show off the maps earlier, but I don't quite recall. Let's see, is it on Wikipedia? Let's refresh. It is not. It is not, but we are getting to the ace match here. And again, the winner of the series faces off against Ryung. Does face off against Ryung in the next round. Bearing in mind that up next after this series, we do have Goblin versus Gabe. Goblin versus Gabe is going to be our next series. Then Ryung versus the winner of this match. So 2 more best of 7s. 2 more to go. But this series has gone the distance here, going all the way to game 5. We got what we wanted. We got a game 5 out of this. Beautiful. We go. So we're getting into the final game of the series. Going to be loading into Persephone as the final game, and spawning in the bottom left corner, we do have our South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran for SAU Elite Sports. For Seoul Esports, it is GuMiho. And then the top left hand corner, we have the American Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss being forced into game 5. It is Astrea. Max Angel. The madman himself. He's crazy, man. He's crazy. Let's go. Ooh. So we are going to be moving out. And we do not expect Hyper Greed from Astrea here. Now, Persephone is going to be an interesting one. So a couple of things about Ultra Love, if you remember, was that we could take those fringe bases, those corner bases, you could out-expand your opponent, you could out-greed them in a way. You cannot do that here on Persephone. Persephone, it is much easier to cut the map in half, just completely like horizontally. You can cut it in half, and your bases are safe and secure for the most part, and it is difficult, very difficult to take bases from your opponents. The one base that is in contention is the center gold, but what I'm getting at is that on Ultra Love, we saw that Astrea took both fringe bases, both fringe expansions, and able to mass up a massive bank as a result. Here, again, the only extra base that you can take is one base, and that is the gold in the center. So on the one hand, you can cut the map in half, but on the other hand, there are less bases to expand to. Like straight up, like the base count is much lower here on Persephone, and as a result, we do actually see mined out situations a lot more frequently as well. When you mine out the map. But we'll see if we can get there. For the time being, calming down. So it is more of an economic open out of GuMiho, going Rax Expand. Economic start out of our Terran player. Meanwhile, Twilight Council opener out of Astrea. This time, that's a Twilight Council before Expand. Thank God. No Nexus. From here we do have GuMiho going for his own 1-1-1 follow-up. Astrea just playing safe, just keeping up with the Reapers. Behind this, we're expecting 3 gates set up into a third. On the side of GuMiho, ooh, faster second racks. Okay. Opening up with a mine drop. Gearing up towards the zone 2-1-1. Or 3-1-1 setup. But we're slowing things down here as we load into Persephone. Like, there's no early Cyclones, there's no early tanks. Stim has begun, true. Working towards Stim. But we'll see what this mine drop can get done. Can it cheat? Hallucination Scout does come from the Widow Mines. Astrea is fully aware. He's fully aware what's coming his way. He did spot the mines. As drop is moving out towards the left-hand side. Let's move out. Drop towards the main. Let's GuMiho pushing through the right hand side. So going for a bit of a distraction towards the main. Now this is going to be a stimless move. I say stimless, never mind. I remember earlier stim here from GuMiho, so this does actually hit with stim. Okay. So really early push here by GuMiho. This move out does have potential. Stim finishing up in a couple of seconds is going to be spotted here by the Stalkers. Nice snipe. Gets one. One Stalker goes down to 4. Likewise, Mandro. Oh, coming in. Quick reactions. Quick response. And GuMiho stepping into the bases. We'll siege up in time. It takes down another stalker. Mine drop here into the natural. 3 probe kills in total. Nothing major yet. Nothing major. Gets into the mineral line. 9 probes going to be going down. Brutal damage. Losing 9, losing 10 workers. Yeah, really nice setup here from GuMiho. Oh, does target down as many probes as possible. Gets 15. Oh god, 15 workers going down. Astrea, he will clean this up, but this trade is brutal. Astrea, his economy is crippled. Behind this, GuMiho does rally back home. Rallies back, and he's going third base on location. Bay is on the way for Astrea, working towards Colossus, not towards Storm. So Colossus follow up here from Astrea. But a really rough start, losing the entire mineral line. GuMiho is not done, he's stimming. He's stimming in specifically for probe kills. He gets 1. We'll lose the medevac. Likewise, doesn't get a second probe, so just 1. GuMiho does punish. Punished, third base now on location, about to finish. I would say GuMiho getting a better economy. And again, just a really shaky start for Astrea, losing all those SC, or losing all those probes. Blinks in, doesn't get the medevac. Oh. It doesn't get the medevac, gonna be forced out, bleeds out a stalker. GuMiho is pushing, Astrea does spot this, he knows. But you can see the supply disparity here. Thanks to all that earlier economic damage. Thanks to the 15 probe kills, now he's moving in. He's got his tanks, he's got his bio. Astrea trying to engage ahead of time. Gets 1 marauder. But GuMiho is still not slowing down. He's still moving in. Checking top right, confirms there is no 4th. And you could argue that's all that GuMiho needs to do, just make sure that there is no 4th expansion. He doesn't have to break the 3rd. Ooh, does drag Astrea out into the open. Nice zealot run by. Catching reinforcements, peeling off into the mineral line. Gets a marine. Denies mining, not bad. Astrea dragging the army all the way back home. Yeah, the entire army back home. So SCVs. Astrea breaks out. Gains map control. Okay. Astrea, he's in this. Still very tense. Astrea now claiming a 4th. No, GuMiho very well set up. Ghost Company's on the way. Vikings are amassing. And the game is gonna slow down. Okay, we're getting there. Now, if you recall, we did start this this game off talking about the map itself, talking about how we do commonly see this map cut in half, like horizontally. You just cut the map in half and get into the late game. We're getting there. Not there yet. But we can see GuMiho is getting a 4th, and so is Astrea. Like, both players are expanding, both players are done being aggressive. Astrea is ready for run-bys if GuMiho moves out. But it looks like we're staying at home. And if we do end up in that spin map scenario, a lot of it comes down to the gold. There's the gold base on the right-hand side. It's really the only base you can really contest. And you can fight for. And typically that does go the way of the Protoss. Like, the Protoss should get that expansion. But again, there are just less bases on this map compared to Ultra Love. You can see here pylons being turned down. We could be here for a while. Do the anti-air rings block the Colossus from using a healing pad? Yes. The Colossus, they bonk their heads against the healing pad. Sorry, against the air blockers. If only they could crouch down. If they could crouch down and like scuttle under, that'd be ideal. But otherwise, yes. Like they're too tall. So here we go. Like storms a zone. Zealot Runway does bypass the main army. Nicely done. Going for the planetary. And the repairs, are they going to be good enough? I mean, it's close. Ooh, does get it. Nice snipe. Planetary goes down. Better pick up here from Astrea. So they consider air units but can't shoot air. Yeah, just like Broodlords. Just like Broodlords. Just like Guardians. They can't shoot air, but they're still air units. Oh, storm into the mineral line. Getting 7 SCVs. GuMiho, he's had enough. He's pushing out. He's trying to break out across the map. Ooh, Colossus does miss rally. Yeah, big step up there from Astrea. Does slip up. He's got a couple of storms in the chamber. Does have a couple of storms here. GuMiho is still pushing in. Zealot Runway on the way. And Astrea trying to slow down this push. Actually dropping into the main. Yeah, massive load. Or massive drop into the main. Unload into main, there we go. Likewise. Warping into the main base of GuMiho. Let's go. Storm on the Vikings. Yeah, does stand in the storms. One Colossus left. Oh. So also going to be cleaned up. They don't really get much damage done. Very nice hold position micro. Does mess up the AI. Does mess up the army. Oh, but Astrea he holds. Yeah, he's barely holding on. Takes down the tank. Defends his main. Not the cleanest trade, but he's holding on. And from here, Astrea, he has 82 probes. He has a massive economy. Just has to calm down. Oh, he's going for the warp in, but for the most part, GuMiho is ready for this. Yeah, he has the army. This shouldn't get much done. Just trades with Marines and Marauders. From here, Astrea, he survives. He still has a better economy. He should be the first to max out. It's GuMiho that's struggling. Like, GuMiho, he was much more committed because, if you recall, he lost his planetary. He lost a base, which did trigger him to push out. Astrea, he's on 92 pros. We've been here before. 92 workers. GuMiho, both players are remaxing. We do see that GuMiho is going to have a super maxed army because his work count is much lower. Rotating towards the left hand side. Astrea trying to keep up. Not quite in position. Actually, never mind. Going for a counterattack instead. He is spotted. Spotted by GuMiho. GuMiho, he is ready. Does keep up against the Zealots. Meanwhile, getting damage done across the map. 9 probe kills. Astrea, he's yet to claim the gold. And the earlier the better, just because that gold base is going to be a lot more exposed. A lot more difficult to maintain. We'll see if we can take it. Dude, that's a lot of storm. The High Templar are a little bit bunched up, which is my big concern, but there's only one ghost. Oh, very low ghost count here for GuMiho. Yeah, just the one ghost. GuMiho's maxed out. Going for a Doom Drop towards the main. Liberators, they're popping off. Being so annoying. Sieging up. Astrea bleeding out my workers. Now you could argue he can afford to lose some of these. I would agree. Storm of the Bio Army. Likewise, big dive here on the Colossus. There's not much support. The High Templar going to be going down as well. These are expensive losses for Astrea. Very expensive losses. Coming in with more storms. He bleeds out Colossus, High Templar, 14 probes. Better trades for GuMiho. Astrea, he had the tools to defend, but the attention just wasn't there. Just was not there. GuMiho's still in this. Despite having the worst economy, he's very much so in this game. Astrea's economy is not as good as it once was. Trying to be active. Liberation has arrived once again. Oh. Sounds like a sniped. No storm. Colossus being rebuilt. GuMiho at one point he had one ghost, but now he's mixing in a couple more, getting ready for more EMPs. Both armies remaxed. But again, it's so much more easier here to move out across. Oh, as we do land some storms. Very nice. Jesus. Very nice storms. GuMiho does take the storms to the face. Now the storm zones. This time going for the mineral line. High Templar, sorry, Liberator goes down. Not bad. Does catch the SCVs. Once again, storms do dominate. Astrea winning on both sides. Takes down the mineral line towards the left and breaks through the main army on the right. Yeah, just better engages here from Astrea. Sniping a ghost, going for the readback. Oh, I don't know about pushing into a planetary though. Yeah, that's not going to be as successful. Has to back off, has to retreat. The base that was just killed was the main base. The main that floated over towards the 5th. Or towards the 6th. And here comes the gold. Gold base on the way. Astrea is thinking about it. Moving in once again. This time actually going for the planetary. Two fights happening at once. We get some okay storms. They're not ideal. At the same time, planetary is broken. I wasn't sure he would. Yeah, planetary goes down. Massive storms on the oh god, he just runs through the storms. Yeah, the storms are brutal. But we're running out of storms. The base looks like it's going to go down, but this is still a better trade for Astrea. Across the map, killing more CCs, catching more reinforcements, and GuMiho is running out of steam. He's running out of steam, running out of army. This is it. It's one last Hail Mary play here for GuMiho. Astrea just has to play it slow. Play it slow, play it safe, back off, wait for warp ins. Lose the base, that's fine. Just calm down, Astrea, calm down. Here comes the surround. Yeah, he's moving in, collapsing on the army. Storm on the bio. Stalkers collapse in as well. And Astrea's on it. Astrea, he will clean this up. Astrea, he has a bank. He can rebuild. He can remax. He can re-expand. Oh no! The Medivacs, get out of here. GG. GG gets called. There's nothing left. Astrea, he will take the series 3-2, advancing on to a qualifying match. GuMiho is out of the Esports World Cup. GG. Whew, GG, well played, Astrea. He will claim the series. My condolences to GuMiho again. GuMiho, he's an amazing player. He's a strong player in his own right. He deserves to be at Esports World Cup, but unfortunately, we have limited slots available here. And as I mentioned before, Astrea, like, this is where he is at his best. PvT is his strongest matchup. Like, I would say his weakest matchup is PvZ. His PvZ is looking a little bit shaky, but PvT is where he is at his strongest, is where he's at his best. And with that, he has nothing but Terran ahead of him. Takes down GuMiho, and Ryung is lying in his wait. I'll be honest, there's a high chance here that Astrea can make it through into the main tournament, into Esports World Cup. GG. GG, well played. Again, much love to GuMiho. He's an amazing player. He's a fan favorite, of course, as well. There's a lot of love out there for GuMiho. And I know that his team was definitely cheering for him as well. Like SAUL Esports, they do a great job when it comes to supporting their players, more than some of these other teams. Like they're there for their players, they're there to cheer for them as well. It is heartbreaking to see that GuMiho is knocked out here. It was close, it was a back and forth, but unfortunately he is not quite able to make it through and past Astrea. GG well played. Much love to GuMiho. With that, we're going to be going on a break here because we have now 2 qualifying matches remaining. 2 matches left to go. Up next is going to be a best of 7 between Big Gabe and Goblin. Let's go, Gabe and Goblin. And this I'm looking forward to here. I'll be honest. So this is going to be a rematch. Goblin has already beaten Gabe. He already beat him during the Esports World Cup qualifier. He beat him during the European qualifier. During the European qualifier is where Goblin did excel. But if you remember, who else did Goblin beat during the European qualifier? Lambo. And Lambo did get his revenge last night over Goblin. Can Gabe do the same, or will history repeat itself? We're going to go on a short break. When we come back, Goblin and Gabe up next. See you soon. See you soon.